Anger Committee.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the established 1982 podcast, the geek culture podcast hosted by responsibly irresponsible adults that love video games, comic books, movies, and TV ever since 1982. It is your boy, the Lawnsman, Wally Analog, and I'm joined by my homie, Mr. Rowls Royce, is in the building.
Yes, sir.
He's the benevolent sugar knight, the gatekeeper of civility and order. And this is like the first podcast recording that we have done in the studio since before the pandemic. We are back in the building, literally. When I say back in the building, it is not a virtual building, right, of the Zoom variety, but it is the building.
Right.
So we're back in here.
The ironic thing is, like, we're trying to figure out the video now. Now we can't even get video to save our lives. It's just straight, let's go old school.
Right. But you may notice that the audio quality is better, but you can't see us. So it all depends.
We're working on it.
Right. It depends on what you prefer, the audio or the visual, if you had to pick one. And as it were, if you had to pick one, would it be story or would it be action in your TV and movie entertainment? That is the topic of today. And it's a topic that comes up quite often. I was telling Rose that I'm quite surprised that we haven't had this discussion in the past before, because we have it ad nauseum in our group chat all the time, and we've had a lot of spirited opinions expressed, as it were, pertaining to what's more important to us as purveyors of geek culture. And so, man, we feel like it's a really interesting topic because both aspects they're integral, right? Like, right. You one got to be there at least. So story has to be there. A good story, but does it really, or do you just need action? Or, you know what I'm saying? And that's what we want to get to the bottom of. Now, Mr. Rowls Royce leaked. Mm-hmm. He's one that appreciates both. And you all that listen to the podcast, you know that he is the one that is steadfast and in the middle, even keel on all things. So he always maintains a happy and positive medium. Whereas me, on the other hand, I'm all over the place. I'm an extreme one way or another, but in this instance, I'm not really. I think I'm. My opinions are. I say that, yes. But as far as story and action, I like to think that there is a line that I like to walk that I believe is right down the middle. But we'll see as this episode
you can't just
progresses.
Watch it. I mean, there's some action movies you haven't even seen because it's just action.
Yeah, that's true. But as I said, it needs to be in the middle. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Rolls Royce.
Yes, sir.
And I will pose this question to you as while simultaneously posing this question to the listeners. So really the basic question, the foundation of this podcast and the thesis, if you will, is what is more important to you as someone, a viewer of television and movies and something, even video games these days. What's more important to you? Compelling story or nonstop action? What say you, Rolls Royce?
If I had to choose?
If you had to choose, well, not, you know what? I won't make you choose.
Right.
What's more important to you? You know what I'm saying? And we'll get in, because that's pretty vague on its face. We'll delve into it.
Right.
But just as a general rule, I guess, what do you tend to gravitate to without thinking about it, instinctively?
And this is me being a staunch action fan.
Mm-hmm.
The story has to be there.
Okay.
Story has to be there for me to care in the first place.
Okay.
And then on top of that, with story, character development is important to me, at least. Mm-hmm. I really don't like plastic characters, like characters that they're just there, just occupying space. I actually like.
Yeah.
I like a little backstory if necessary.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't have to do backstory, but
no.
You know.
Yeah, because you can, because a lot of times an action movie will resort to flashbacks.
Correct.
To kind of give you pieces of a backstory and help explain why the character is doing what he or she is doing.
Right.
And I appreciate that too. And that's like I said, that's a tactic that's done more often by the action genre, because a lot of times you need action to hook people, to get people to even sit down and listen
right
to what would be a story, potentially a compelling story. So if you come out of the gate shooting, they're like, yeah, and then they'll start explaining, giving you pieces as to why they were shooting or driving fast or whatever it is. That's correct. That's correct. So sometimes some people, they realize, that we need to get hooked, and they don't want you to start out in the prairie or the field. Somebody, mowing their lawn or whatever they doing.
Right.
That's not, that's not interesting. So you would go story first, just right off the top.
Right.
I have to agree with that because, I feel like I'm an imaginative kind of person. Like I think about. I'm a read between the lines kind of person. So. I don't need action per se as much. I would rather be enthralled by the story that's being told. Now, I don't mind being hooked with action at the beginning, like I was talking about before. But then again, it depends on the type of movie it is. If it's not an action genre movie and you like action, then you probably won't even stop, right? So you might need that hook, So I tend to be that person. Also, we have friends that is action all day, all the time, like all the time. Like we don't want anything else, Like we want double guns and fists. That's what we want.
Which I wouldn't turn down.
No, right.
Yeah.
Now, okay. Will the quality, and this is another question here as we go deeper, does the quality of the action, the double guns or the car chase or the magic or whatever that's going on, will that compel you to overlook a quality deficiency in story, and vice versa? So if one was really lacking, be it story or action, like really lacking, or it's really, really good, I would say, is really good, will it cause you to stick it out, push through, and deal with the other that's not so good? So if the action, a lot of shooting going on and you love it, but the story is terrible, is it excusable? And vice versa. If the story is just, oh my God, this is deep, but I'm bored, what's harder to do? And what do you prefer to do? Like, what's tolerable? Or is it, or is neither tolerable?
Okay, I'm trying to think of a perfect example. Mm-hmm. So a recent example would be Mortal Kombat. That was an example of the story was terrible, and the action was terrible to me.
Oh, well, see, okay, but I'm saying, okay, let me reword that then. Let's say the story is terrible.
The story is
terrible.
But
the action is A1. Is that tolerable? Is that will that give you cause to say, okay, are you not entertained?
It depends on how you do it. It depends on how you do it. So, and again, I have to cite examples just for context. So, like, for example, John Wick got kicked off because his wife was dying of cancer, right?
Yeah.
She gives him a puppy.
That's right.
She dies, and it's hard for him. Now, the world doesn't know he's like the boogeyman.
The man, right? That dude.
Right. So some people mess with him and kill his dog.
Snap.
The only attachment that he has to his wife, and it kicks off a chain of events. Now, that story is paper thin, right?
That's correct.
But it was a perfect vehicle to
the madness that ensued.
To for the madness to ensue. Now, 2 and 3, they've tried to add richer,
because you're already in there, right?
Right.
And he's like, let's see what's going on with it.
Right. So I think they're
you
trying
can't
to
still be mad about a puppy in 2-3 movies.
Right. It doesn't make any sense.
No.
So it's changed now. So that might be a bad example to answer your question.
Well, see, not really, because interestingly enough, that is a case study for you and I. You love John Wick.
Right.
I've never seen John Wick. Not seen any of them. Now, and here's the deal. Here's the deal. Now, I had someone spoil the plot before, when the first one came out.
Right.
Before, you know what I'm saying? I was kind of looking at it like
they spoiled the end of the movie? Or?
No. The why he was killing.
Right.
And I said, what? All right, never mind. I never even went. I was like, really, dude?
So you don't...
I just don't. I can't.
Well, see, here's
like you said, with paper thin.
Well, this is a question.
Okay.
So, like, if you don't really love action movies, you're gonna turn any of those movies down. Now, I'm not saying you don't like action. You definitely like
There's a
action.
certain kind of action, right? I love Civil War and Avengers and all that stuff,
right?
And I don't,
right.
But I think, and again, right, there's different, even within a genre, there's like a sub kind of genre, right? Like action in like real life setting.
Right.
And then there's action.
Like Training Day.
Fantasy.
Right.
And then there's action. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
There's like a action hyphen something. You know what I'm saying? And I think I tend to push away the realistic kind of humans doing superhuman stuff. Like we talk about this all the time.
Right.
Like if you're gonna do this stuff, man, you need to explain to me why is it you're able to do that. Whereas comic book movies, it's like it's understood. Right. This is the universe, and then they explain it in their science fiction-y, in their way. They've established rules, and you have to do your best to abide by them. But then when you've got folks, doing stuff that humans cannot do, I think that's where I shut down. That's where I shut down. Now that's not to say that John Wick is doing that stuff. He's doing a lot of dope stuff. The way I understand it, like he's a marksman extraordinaire, and he got hands for days, which is realistic enough.
The action is realistic. There might be some parts where you're like, okay, how is he able to dust himself off from that fall or something like that?
Right. Right. I think I let realism get to me too much.
Right.
I think.
Right. So I think. I mean, this is an interesting debate because you take a John Wick or better yet, take and then don't respond yet.
Okay, I'll be quiet.
Fast and the Furious, right? It requires a story for them to crank out. There was like 4 movies, and then they've rebooted, and then there's 5 or 6 already. Yeah. So they're on their 9th.
When did the reboot happen? Like literally, like what was the cutoff before they decided to start doing Human Avengers?
Right. So I think it was after, and please correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was after Tokyo Drift.
That was the second one, right?
No.
That's not?
Too Fast, Too Furious was the second.
That's right. With
Tyrese.
Had a 2 in it, yeah.
Right. Yeah. Too Fast, Too Furious. So, and then there was Tokyo Drift.
Okay, that's the third one.
That's the third one,
okay.
Where they went to Tokyo, and there was no, at this point.
Come on, dude.
Yeah. There was no Dom in it. Dom wasn't Vin Diesel wasn't the main
he didn't come
character,
back, right.
But he was at the end of that one.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
And then they rebooted.
Okay.
Right. They brought Dom back and the family back
all
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they kept adding characters to it where it just became the Avengers.
In cars.
But I'm saying all that to say that though you can you can drive cars through that storyline. It's a story that keeps giving, I guess. Like,
really, does it really?
I mean, yeah, I think they just set it up for action. So yeah, I mean, okay, to back up,
there's no story,
right? To really
Fast and Furious movies.
Yeah, I mean, to really answer your question, I think it depends on the genre, and then I think it also depends on your mindset at the start entering it.
Okay,
right. So a lot of times, if there's a movie that's advertised as an action movie, right? Mm-hmm. I'm usually surprised if there's a compelling story. Like, wow, there's a compelling story here. So, because normally you go to the action movie for the spectacle, and the great thing about Marvel movies, you could have told me, okay, like just take the MCU off the table and it was just Iron Man, right? Mm-hmm. You could have just told me, hey, they're doing an Iron Man movie. I'm there.
Right.
Show me, know, Iron Man doing cool stuff with a suit.
That's right.
I'm there.
Right.
Take my money, right?
Yeah.
But they started adding a story, and then they kept adding chapters to that story. So, like, over time, it depends on what it is. You know, like, I would say Marvel Studios has done a good job of creating a story universe. Yeah. Because there's a lot of exposition on like why things are the way they are, why they're Infinity Stones,
right?
Why we're even here in the first place, right? Mm-hmm. So that's a perfect blend of story and superhuman action, right? Mm-hmm. And there's other movies that have like good story, like say Leon the Professional, the one with Natalie Portman and
the baby
John
Natalie
Reno.
Portman,
right, right, and there was action in it, but it was more about those two characters,
right?
And
I actually enjoyed them. It's been a very, very long time since I've seen it, but I enjoyed that movie.
You seem to be one that likes the
I need some
development.
substance, man.
Right.
Like I just and what I'm hearing from you, which is something I hadn't considered before. There's like this general consensus among, I guess fans of action that we are not going to expect a story. You know what I mean? It's like it's understood that there probably may not be very much of a compelling story here.
It depends on what it is.
Because you're saying you're going in thinking, hey, you literally said you'd be surprised.
Right.
You know what I'm
like
saying?
For example,
so is that the general?
I'll give a good example, like Kong Skull Island, right? It's just Kong. It's Kong, right? So I'm kind of like, okay, it's Kong. He's gonna grunt and pick up the lady and look at her in the hand.
Right.
And, oh, he's big. Oh, But I actually liked the setup of Skull Island,
right?
And the characters that were there, and that kind of deal. So
right. So what do you do in the event that you have? And I guess producers and creators of these action movies don't care whether or not they come with a story. They just want you to come there and go to the movie and see it. But
that's the whole point of the movies is to entertain. So like there's some people that are there's people that don't like action at all and they just go watch dramas and cry in their popcorn. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's right.
There's people that
no
just
wrong
love
or right answer.
They love superhero movies, so that's all they go see.
Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily go to the movies for drama. Like, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Unless it's something compelling, like say
psychological thriller
Judas
drama
Black
stuff.
Messiah. I would see that in big screen.
See, that's kind of
right. Malcolm X.
Yeah.
Those big big dramas, but
it's got to be something that resonates with you as a person, right? Like if you ain't in the romantic drama stuff, then that's not. You'll always be bored.
Correct.
Right. What I'm saying? You like what you like.
So I think to answer your question, I think it's more of a taste thing. But I mean, if you're an avid movie watcher, I think you just come in open to everything, right? Mm-hmm. Now, there's action movies that I absolutely love, and the story is not even like it's not much to it.
But these are the movies you expect not to have anything. You're going to watch somebody fight or drive fast or shoot, right? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Like
I'm trying to take. Okay, I'm gonna try to take it back. So, So if, as I was growing up, I love this is why we're doing this podcast, right? We love geek culture stuff. So like, I love everything geek culture, action, sci-fi, video games, comics, all those things have a story attached to it, right? Now, when I got to say high school, college age, you started having movies that were redefining the genre, right? So like, you had Quentin Tarantino coming out with like Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction, and it was a blend of a lot of different, it was like action and drama and just, dialogue, had a little bit of grindhouse feel in there, and then you had like John Woo, and at the time, like, I would say around, when I was in college, like, I soaked up any and every John Woo movie that came out because he was the man that
he was the man.
Because he was able to set up, his claim to fame was being able to set up elaborate action sequences and slow motion. A lot of things that The Matrix did the same thing that Quentin Tarantino did, just took bits and pieces of different genres and just put it together. So like, they took a lot from John Woo, like the slow-mo, the double guns, the gun action.
Yeah.
Because, it was just traditional gun action. It was like, I got a gun, I'm going to shoot.
And
that's it.
They made it a cinematic thing. But they made it
stylish.
Yeah.
Like, John Woo made the gunplay stylish.
Yeah.
The guys in the jacket and
the
jacket's
flowing
flying.
in the wind.
There's dogs flying. That's amazing. That's a visual story. I'm adding the story to it. Like, visually, he's telling a story without saying, oh, and this person did this and did that. So, like, story can be communicated in different ways. It's just how you do it. I know what you're trying to do here is just say, writers in a writing room, and then this guy over here doing action sequences, right?
Yeah.
So I guess I don't necessarily see it that way.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying.
Right. It's almost like the dilemma between the architect and the builder, right? The builder says, "Man, I want this building to look like this with this crazy slopes and it just look dope, and that's what we want." And then the architect is like, "This isn't feasible. It looks nice, but from an architecture, this is not possible. I can't make a story to make this make sense." Right? Like, we know we want to see Kong and Godzilla fight.
Correct.
So how you gonna build to get there? It's a building that doesn't make much sense from a story perspective, right? From an architectural story perspective. So the architect, he just does the best he or she can to get them to fight, and it's terrible. It's, in my mind, I didn't like it. So you mentioned earlier, fan of the genre, right? So will you completely excuse horrible one or the other? I guess in our case, as geek culture stuff, that's usually more action centered. mostly almost all the time founded upon action. So if it's something that you love, like you like the Godzilla and the big monsters, or you like mechs fighting like Pacific Rim, or if you like superheroes and you just like them and you don't care, does that just negate the need for a good story because you like what you like? Because then in another genre where you see that, it may be is that unacceptable to you outside of your favorite genre? Because I've seen a lot of that happen. I've seen people say that I like this, but then when it comes to something they like, they have a passion for, or is, brings back nostalgia for them, or has a place in their heart, they'll excuse, woefully bad writing just so they can see whatever it is they want to see, large mechs and, whatever they want to see.
Yeah.
So is that the case? Do you see that among fanboys? You know what I mean? Do they just like, I don't care about the story. Just give me the fight. Whereas I'm not that dude, man. I have a very, very low tolerance for bad storytelling. I don't care what kind of action is going on, because at that point for me, it's like action for action's sake. And it's blatantly obvious that they just want to get to the event. They want to get to that thing they want to see happen without properly, plotting the thing out. Your architect is doing the best he or she can to get this building built that you feel like everybody wants to see, and it's not structurally feasible. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But that's just me, but you just, I guess you like what you like, and like I said, none of this is right or wrong. We bring this up because it's a compelling argument that we've had, because we have them in the chat.
Well, the reason the arguments happen, I think what fanboys are guilty of, fan people, I guess, like there's.
Well, I just use the term.
Yeah.
They're mostly
I'm surprised
grown men.
I'm surprised in this culture of. Making sure everybody's represented.
Yes,
like,
that's correct. Yeah,
because there's
fan persons.
fan persons. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but
we're just using the old school term.
Right. Yeah. So with fanboys, I think what the fanboy is guilty of is, I like a thing, and I want everybody to agree with me. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So just because. Just because I like a thing, I can't expect somebody else to like it, right? Mm-hmm. And I like a lot of stuff, So it's just, there's just some people that it's just not their taste. Mm-hmm. There's some people that just, they can't stand Marvel movies. They're like, I don't like the superhero stuff.
Right. And that's okay. And that's okay. You know what I'm saying? If you're not into that, right? Like you might like, you might like Narnia or Harry Potter or Tolkien, stuff from the.
And I mean, I've seen cases where people watch movies and they don't even remember what happened in the movie or remember characters.
Yeah, I've done that with a lot of stuff unless I'm really, really engrossed. And that's why I know I don't need to see a lot of movies. And I don't, because if I'm not like super invested in it, then I won't remember. I'm like, yeah, like I said, like The Professional. Like we just got through talking about it. It's like, yeah, I saw it. Couldn't tell you nothing that happened. I just remember that I thought it was a good movie.
I mean, I might blank out on scenes and stuff, but like when I go back to it like a fine wine, it's like, oh yeah, I remember. That's why I like it.
Yeah, and I would have to do that. Like I would have to do a rewatch to jog my memory. Like, oh yeah, that.
But see, I'm the kind of, and I think this question needs to be asked to somebody that maybe is not a cinephile like I am, because like. When you say The Professional, it's like, oh, well, that's Luc Besson, the director.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and Luc Besson did this,
and
then Luc Besson did. Then I'm doing the what's that guy when was it Movie Line where he was like, well, if you like this movie, you'll like this one. It's like but yeah, like he did, Fifth Element, so
that's true aficionado stuff right there. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I mean, like Robert Rodriguez. Like I look at a lot of it is just style.
Right.
It's just. I mean, I watch music videos just just for the artistry, whether I like the song or not.
Right.
You know, so
yeah, you put the thing on mute.
Right. I think I think to get back to story, I know we're kind of veering in different directions, and it brings up an interesting point about geek culture, because these arguments come up because it's like, oh, well, the story was trash, so the movie's trash. And it's like, but this director did something that nobody has seen before.
Right.
You know, like
focus on the other stuff.
Like when I mentioned Hard Boiled to you, you looked at the you on
that baby.
You looked on the cover.
Holding the baby.
Yeah, you looked at the cover art and said trash.
What is this?
Right.
He's holding a baby with a gun. What is he doing?
Did you? My challenge is, did you watch the movie?
No, I didn't.
Okay, see, like, yeah.
I just laughed so hard at that cover art, and you all texted that cover art because you knew it was ridiculous. You texted it to me because it's hilarious.
Yes, sort of.
Yeah, you and Terrazzo had a kick out of that. Y'all got a kick out of sending that dude with that baby in a gun.
Right.
Watch this movie. You were trolling me though. He's like,
actually, to be honest with you, I wasn't trolling. I was actually wanting to see if you were gonna watch the movie, but.
Oh my God! And that was like one of the it was like a variant cover or something like that. Wasn't even.
No, it was original. It was original.
Wasn't I'd seen other covers, and I'd never seen that one.
See, well that was a Hong Kong movie, so
okay,
they have their artwork, and then when it comes to the States, they're like, well, we can't in America, we can't show a dude holding a baby with a shotgun.
Right, Black Panther, put your mask on. We don't want to see that black in China.
Right. Well, I wasn't going there, but okay, but yeah,
holding a baby. Look at him. I'm looking at him. This is ridiculous.
Right.
Yeah, that's the Chinese one apparently because all the This is
nonsense. That movie is like,
yes, it's iconic in the annals of action movie genre. Yes,
right.
Yes, I know. I know it, and I respect that. I don't, Chow Yun Fat all day long.
Right.
He was the man for a minute.
Right.
During that time.
Right.
Yeah. John Woo, your boy. What year was that, man? 1992. Okay. Darn it, man.
Right.
Gosh, where time go? Anyway.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. Like I said, like this is not an episode to point at right or wrong. We're just trying to get to
what sparked this. By the way, let me just ask that. Like why are we even having this discussion?
Because we have it so often. It seems amongst one another, our circle of friends, where we debate. Like we always, like I'm trying to think of an example of and you've already mentioned
Mortal Kombat,
that, and you mentioned the Fast and Fast and Furious. Those are movies that are just action. Like that Mortal Kombat movie, man.
Mortal Kombat was an action.
That's an aberration, but the action was bad. Right, there was people argue that that action was terrible, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not even talking about that kind of thing. Like, I'm not talking about where everything is bad from story to action.
Right, but see,
all bad.
But see, that's what's important about story too, because story sets up why the action happens. Right?
Yes, it should. Hence the architect analogy I was using. Yeah, right. You need to try to build that thing, design that thing. Right. Before you send it to the builder, man. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you got to plot it out. And they didn't do it. And then you came with the weak choreography.
Correct.
It's terrible.
Right.
Not only was your design bad, but you used bad materials to build your building. It's like, what I'm saying?
Right. And then the characters, materials. And then your story is set up in a way where your characters, like, for example, they made a point, and this is not a Mortal Kombat review, by the way.
No,
guys.
It's not.
Just,
no. I got a review for you. If you haven't seen it, don't.
Right. Well, I'm trying to set up an example. So, like, what do they call it? I forgot already. Where you get the symbol.
The
kata.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
So the kata, I think
is that what it was called?
I don't know. It doesn't. Who cares?
Yeah, who cares? Whatever it was that you got
whenever
when
you got the
trained
Mortal
and you got
Kombat
this
symbol,
thing. Yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
So like when Sonya Blade got hers,
it was completely
all of a sudden her powers were. She knew exactly.
She didn't even have to train.
Right.
They had already established the rule that you must train.
Right.
Kano got his during an argument over dinner.
Right.
Ridiculous.
He just got angry and
and
shot a laser.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Right. Yeah. Story has to there's a dance between both of them.
Yeah.
I think some movies stand out purely off of the director's passion, right?
That's correct.
So let's take something that everybody loves for the most part, like Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
George Lucas.
In our circles, yeah.
Right. So I think the thing that made Star Wars iconic is the way he approached filmmaking, right?
Mm-hmm.
The way he approached the sci-fi genre. It literally broke the genre wide open.
Right. We're going to build all our models and
correct
to scale and yeah.
Right. So I think that's where sometimes story can get trumped because you're looking at the passion and go, I give it a pass because this dude built a Millennium Falcon to scale.
Right.
And what is a Millennium Falcon?
Right.
I never knew I wanted this thing.
But I'm going to give it to you.
Correct.
There's the sheer imaginative nature of it all.
Right. So I think a lot of people go to movies with that we're all kids.
Yeah.
We come to movies with that curiosity. There's some kids that just come to movies and they're like, I want somebody to just tell me a story. I don't necessarily need fire and sticks clashing. It's like Then some people are like, I want to see all the fire. I want to see, the magic. I want to see that. Some people just like a blend of all of it,
Yeah. The hardcore action person is not reading a book, right? Like not reading a book, a Tom Clancy, book, right? Because they want to see the visual, right?
Oh, you mean just in general?
You see what I'm saying?
Are you saying in general, or are you saying
not in general? Okay. It's just like not that they don't read, but when they want their action, they don't want it on pages, right? They want it on the IMAX, right?
Yes and no. I mean, like for example,
because if you're gonna read a book,
like
bro,
if you're gonna read a book, right?
You need a good story, dude. You can't because you have nothing to go on if you're reading a book because you have no visuals.
Right, but the visuals are important. So like
that's what I'm saying. Right. So if you got a book, bruh, and if it's not a comic book, man, you don't have art to stand on. You have to have story in a novel.
Yes,
you gotta.
But when you enter the movie theater, your brain is gonna go, "What are you going to show me now?" Now that I have the book in my brain, and my imagination is going, when I read the book, I saw this playing this way.
Right.
Now you show me without remorse.
Right. But if the story is bad, like how far do you get into a book, right? Because that's the commitment. Like this, I'm not enjoying this story, and there's not enough visual action to keep me enthralled at all, right? Like books are a medium where, man, you had better lock them in early on what is potentially about to be told here. Mm-hmm. You can't just hit them with some car crashes and explosions at the beginning. I mean, you can in text, but it doesn't resonate, doesn't hit as hard as it does on the big screen.
Yeah,
to get somebody in.
I think this is an interesting discussion because I think with the advancement of technology, whether it be movie making, whether it be like how we consume content. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, we're consuming content not only on our TVs, but like on the when we only had like 5 channels to go to on TV, your imagination was kind of going.
Yeah.
Right? They can show you trash and you'd be like, man,
yeah, you would, yeah. Because now you go back and look at that stuff, it don't hold up at all.
Yeah, it's what, Daredevil was in an Incredible Hulk show? Like, you watch that now, it's terrible.
Awful.
Right, because you have so much at your disposal.
Yeah, that's right, man.
When I look at the text chain, sometimes I'm like, boy, we have become the spoilest brats ever.
Absolutely.
Because we want it now. We want the action. We want the story.
Because we didn't have it though. Well, we earned this because of the boo-boo we had to do. Man, come on, man. That's stuff that we had because we had no choice. Dog, they put a Star Wars movie out once every 3 years. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And not very many of them. After Jedi, we were done.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, It was an event.
I know.
And it's like now, man, like, you know.
But that's what I'm saying. We've gotten so overstimulated. We've gotten so overstimulated, like we're getting a Star Wars movie every year. It's to the point where it's like, man, we started getting real picky and choosy. Oh, well, Solo was trash. You know,
I like Solo. Though. I mean, I'm the only one that likes Solo.
Well, I mean, I guess what I'm saying is there was some redeeming qualities about the Solo movie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't calling it trash.
Yeah, A lot of people were, though.
Right.
They ain't like it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm guilty of calling some Star Wars stuff trash. Like, so
right. And there's bad movies. I'm not saying that bad movies don't exist.
Absolutely.
But I just...
Bro, when you giving steak, bro, you don't want to go back to spam.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you...
I think we just got ADD now. We just like, show me the shiny new thing. Man. Right.
I've had it.
What's this over here? Invincible. Oh, come on, Loki over here.
It's too much.
Right, right. You know, and it's
drinking out of a fire hose.
Right. So, I personally think that there's a balance that has to be, set for a movie to be called excellent and good. It has to be a good combination of story and action, right?
Right.
Now, there are movies that are, you can like put a medal on it and go, this movie right here could be terrible in certain instances, but I'm putting a medal on it because I'm connected to this genre in a personal way, or like when Tarantino and Rodriguez came out with those Grindhouse movies, there was a market of people that loved going to the video store and watching movies that maybe played once or twice in the theater. You know what I'm saying? Like, those movies didn't last in the theater. They weren't winning Academy Awards. You know what I'm saying? But they were able to take that and go, let's pay homage to it. The story, like for example, I like Death Proof. I don't know if you watched that, but I mean, it's a pretty basic story, but I love it. It's an event, like it's. I was entertained, and I mean, I think that's where the box just gets checked. I don't necessarily care sometimes when I'm in the theater. If I'm enjoying it, like if I'm engaged, I before the podcast, I asked my wife about this very question just to see, just to get another, perspective that, and she was like, I go to the movies for the experience. Like I said, movies and TV. And she said, well, I just, if I'm going to the movies, I'm just going for the experience. I want to, there's a
certain nachos and your popcorn and
I want to smell the popcorn. I want to I want to hear
experience with multiple people.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the common experience.
Yeah.
And we talked about that before, like when we were talking about how COVID affected the movie industry, and I think a lot of people
miss it.
That's an added thing that the movies bring to the table, whether it's action,
movies.
Right. Whereas action or a story. That SNL skit was crazy.
Yeah, it was.
Right.
For real, dead on. So what defines good then, right? So let's juxtapose to. I hate to keep bringing back Vin Diesel and company. I hate to do it, but how much on average?
June 25th. Fast 9.
Oh God, trash. How much? How much money does each one of those movies in that series make on average?
They're on Fast 9, so
I know. Math. So I'm saying
billions.
They clear $1 billion every. Like how many billion? How many billion does each like individual movie make on average?
Oh, individual movie? I don't know if they make a. Well, I know a couple of them have hit the billion mark, worldwide.
Okay. That's what I'm talking about. Worldwide. Right. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, let's take that.
Yes.
Any one of those $1 billion movies.
Right.
Action-packed, terrible story. Let's take another one.
Is the story terrible?
It's terrible.
I mean, it's soap opera-ish.
It's terrible. Soap operas are terrible.
Are they?
They're awful.
Right.
They're awful.
I'm trying to think of a show that feels like a soap opera and you like it.
Man, if you're talking about like Days of Our Lives and Bold
no,
all that stuff,
no,
trash.
Right. I'm not talking about that, like the sappy.
You're talking about okay.
I'm talking more. Maybe that was the wrong word.
Yeah,
that was the wrong word.
You talking about like a This Is Us or something?
No, that was the wrong word. Never mind.
Okay.
Forget what I said.
Okay, so you got Fast. Pick one. There's 9 of them. Pick one.
Right.
Or 8. Whatever. $1 billion. Action. Very limited on story. Well, let's just say that.
Yes.
And then you got another $1 billion movie on this hand. No action. Deep story. Joker. What's success to you here?
Both. For me.
Right.
Yeah, I might be the wrong person to ask.
Okay. Because in my mind, I'm taking Joker all day long on that, right? No action. And there are people.
Why?
Because of my personal preference of having meaningful. Here's the thing, man.
But see, you like villains. That's the other thing too. That's the thing. There's a psychology behind it.
Absolutely.
They did a villain movie well.
Yes, let's explore why
you
this
might not
dude
like
is this
Venom
way.
because
I didn't hate Venom. Everybody hated Venom. Well, no, that's a lie because Venom made a whole lot of money.
It did.
So everybody didn't hate Venom.
Right.
It's almost like McDonald's. Everybody hates McDonald's, but they number one. You know what I'm saying? So somebody's lying. But Venom, I enjoyed it. And I'm not ashamed to say I enjoyed it. Now, it couldn't get any better than it was, because there's literally a Spider-Man movie without Spider-Man. Like you can only do so much,
right?
Without Spider-Man in a Venom movie, and they did as well as they could,
right?
Upgrade is the Venom movie. Like, you know what I'm saying? We always cite Upgrade, great movie,
right?
But it was Venom, in many regards if you compare to.
Because the tech that was that was on the guy was causing him to make decisions.
Do stuff.
Right.
He's fighting with this other entity, I guess. But yeah, man, Joker to me is like a perfect example of what you can do with little or no. There was no action, none. I mean, other than him running from kids and beat him up for the sign. There was a little bit of action, but I mean, not nothing that an action movie would enthusiast would even touch. And you have those that are that type of a purveyor of movie and love Joker. So I guess when is it okay to cross the line and say, oh, this was action-less? But even as an action movie fan, this movie is good, right? Like, is it and then go back to what I was asking earlier, is it the genre that allows you to, excuse some of what you regard as important? Because a lot of people like Joker. Action movie fans alike that would prefer that there's a fight every 2 scenes. And there wasn't, Is it because it was a DC property? Is it because it was a character that is so closely tied to the most popular DC character? I mean, it was any Gotham-based movie, and there's no Batman. And and it still did $1 billion. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what is it about that movie? First R-rated $1 billion movie. No action. You would think that you would have to have action from beginning to end to clear $1 billion with an R-rated movie, right? So you did a psychological expose on mental health. It did $1 billion. You tell me story don't mean something. Now, granted, a lot of people would because it was Joker. I get that, but that brings everybody in. You know, I'm not naive enough to think that if it was just about some random dude, it would have made $1 billion. It helps to be DC and a well-known villain, right? Like, it really helps. But it doesn't take away from the fact that that thing was written expertly.
It was. Not taking anything away from it. But and this is not me rebutting that. It's just I think sometimes movies come along like that are just pure story. Everybody wants to hear a story, whether they want to admit it or not.
That's correct.
Like, I agree with you there. Like, the story has to be.
It got to be.
Right. It has to be there. Fast and, you were doing the comparison of Joker and then Fast and the Furious franchise, right? Mm-hmm. Or one of the
anyone that made $1 billion. It don't matter.
Right. So Joker came at a time where,
and mind you, DC is floundering at this point.
Well,
I mean, they may have had a couple of hits with Aquaman and Shazam.
Right. I think sometimes,
but they were on the ropes.
So I think sometimes movies have a way of pointing out either voids or trends and things. So like when Joker came out, the discussion about mental health was swirling because of several reasons. This was before COVID, but I don't even have to bring up the culture during that time. So you had that. You had, people that felt like they were not being listened to, and all of a sudden we're becoming the minority. What I'm saying? Like, so you had that current of folks. Then you had folks like us that were like, no, don't sleep on Joker.
No.
So you had the repeat viewings, and you had that. So that's how it made $1 billion. And then Joaquin Phoenix,
he's the man,
right? I mean, and then on top of that, DC was floundering. Yeah. The heroes, they weren't doing a good job, and it's like, well, let's do a villain.
And that shouldn't even make sense, though, right? That doesn't, by all logic, does not make sense. We're terrible. Marvel's killing. All our movies are bad, with the exception of maybe 3. Right. Aquaman, Shazam, Wonder Woman, 1. Right. And we're like, man, let's put out Joker. And on top of that, it will not be a part of the universe. Standalone. How you like them apples? You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, no reason for anybody like us that have gotten...
It's story and performance. I mean, it was a Academy Award-winning performance.
That's right. That's right. You felt every frame of that thing, man.
Yes. And that's what's important. It's not about... It's... Just because it has the stigma of Joker and the 80 years of history that Joker has had in the comics, it could have been... me, you, like if it wasn't a Joker and it was just like a study on, I'm not saying,
but the draw, it helps
you or
to have
I
DC
is
Joker.
Interesting enough to do a movie on, but
right, I know what you're saying. You're talking about average Joe.
Like if I was playing that character and you were watching this unfold, you would maybe still watch it.
Yeah,
because you're just like,
that's deep. But you got to
because
hook
the
people.
The story was that compelling.
Yeah.
It doesn't have his name, didn't even have to be Joker.
Right.
But, a lot of it is the lore and the legend that gets people there.
Yeah.
So
that made about half of the billion that they got.
Correct. That lore in the legend is the story.
Yeah.
That keeps getting passed down.
Right. But he doesn't even have an origin story. So that lent to it. I mean, no, there is no documented Joker origin story.
Agreed.
So that in and of itself make you want to go see, like, what are they going to do a whole movie? But how are they going to do this?
There were story gems or story bits that just kept being fed to us over the years.
Right.
Where we started to construct.
Right. We're going to make our own stuff up.
Right.
Right.
Right. So
he's so open-ended.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
I just really think
and then Fast 9, on the other hand.
Get your popcorn ready. We driving.
Spectacle. Yeah, it's spectacle.
Right.
Car culture.
Yeah.
There's people that watch it that ain't even in the cars. You know what I'm saying? Like
really? Right. Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Then there's sexiness.
We got friends
they got,
the women. Yeah, that's right. Everybody got 6 packs and all that. Yeah, right. Yeah.
I mean, it's literally.
Yeah. It's all bright, colorful, and yeah.
Right. Music playing. It's a music video.
Yeah.
With cars and action.
Right.
Dope action. Yeah.
Yes.
And then
physics defying.
Then they started getting smart and going, hey, let's get these let's get these martial artists in here. Let's
we about to fight.
Right.
Like outside of the car.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
International espionage.
Right.
Carvengers.
Yeah, and there's some people that it annoys them.
Yeah.
Like yourself.
Right.
Yeah. The one thing I will challenge you on is you have to at least.
What? Go ahead.
That's what I'm saying.
What I gotta
see, audience. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I have
shut
to
down early.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. Tell me what are you challenging me?
Okay.
What?
I challenge you right here.
Okay.
I need you to watch.
Okay.
I need you to watch Hard Boiled.
Okay. You know what? Okay, where can I get?
I think
can I
still have my raid. You still?
I do have your raid because I was gonna give it back, and then Mr. Nuts was like, "No, don't watch it first." I'm like, "All right,"
but you never watched
it. I tried again. I literally put it in again, and I was just like, I can't make it through this movie. This story is terrible.
Okay, so one of the reasons why we're here is
I'm just gonna mute it.
Right. So you are on the side of
I can't have no story. I can't have a bad, what is the phrase you use? Paper thin story. Because
but Hard Boiled, you just looked at the cover art and said no.
Because I felt like it was going to be another one of those movies.
My challenge is to give it a try.
Okay, because I and this may be a character flaw.
It is.
I am a book judger.
Yes.
From the cover.
Right.
I am that.
Right.
And if it looks, I'd be like, come on, man.
Right.
And I saw that and I'm thinking, this is another one of those action for action's sake movies.
Right.
This is it.
Right.
And see, as a kid, I didn't mind those because my mind wasn't on that level. I was just like, ooh, kung fu, they're going to fight over stupid stuff. It's ridiculous stuff they fought over in kung fu movies. Didn't care. But it's like, as I got older, I was like, that doesn't make any sense why they're fighting. They just want to make sure they fight.
Yeah.
This story's terrible. It's terrible. A lot of that Jackie Chan stuff, ridiculous. Like Drunken Master, that story is awful.
Blasphemous.
Awful.
Blasphemous.
It is awful.
I agree, but blasphemous.
But the action is A1.
That's what I'm saying.
A1.
Yes.
And I
Legend of Drunken Master, man.
Yes,
the action is top notch.
It is.
It's one of Jack.
Why is he not getting his flowers, man? Please give them to this man, while he can yet smell them, because the man he's a legend,
of course.
But man, you go back and look at that stuff story wise, it's just like, man, what are they? This is some garbage. But man, when he gonna fight? Like literally when he's gonna fight. That may be one of the only exceptions to the rule I've made.
What? It's a martial arts movie?
A Jackie Chan movie, Bruce Lee movie. It's like, but again, I was a youngster. It's like, man, it's like as my mind as I've gotten old, right?
It's okay to and that's fine
for more, man. It's like I can't sit for 2 hours waiting for a fight. You know what I'm saying? While you try to stumble through what you call a story.
So you want high theater.
See,
I just want to go to the theater. You want high theater.
See, there you go. High theater. See, now you got me up there. Now I'm the elitist today.
Drinking your tea.
Sipping my tea. Sipping my tea.
I have to have rich
tea.
Rich character development.
Now you know you appreciate rich character
development. Je ne sais quoi if you like. Don't need this.
I am a story snob. That is correct.
This fight dancing thing that they're doing with guns. No, I don't need it. I want the bravado of the words.
Guilty. Don't come at me with no ridiculous mess. Oh, but I get it, man. I do. I get it. People go to the movie.
Well, take The Matrix, right?
Yeah. So, that was dope, though.
Because
the concept, man, come on.
So the story,
amazing,
right? Yeah,
amazing. A construct. You've been walking around here thinking that real life is this and it's not. Dude, come on, man. That was so deep and revolutionary, man. And had nothing like that had been done, and that's why the movie is what it is.
Right.
You know, I mean, and to your point. They revolutionized action. You know, they took from old, like you said, and then they just shot it with steroids, and it was just dope. So you got the best of both.
Right.
You got this, new genre of action with this crazy story, man, and the visuals. Come on, dude. It was an instant classic. Right. And that's what I'm talking about. That's your high theater that you referred to.
Well, I mean, I'll take this.
It stands up now.
Right. I'll take this a step further, and maybe this might be the. We'll see if this is the end all be all. But I think what people don't understand is it's all artwork.
Yeah.
It's all artwork. Whether it has a story or it has action in it, it's all artwork. We're all purveyors of art.
That's correct. Visual art.
Art. And there's people that say, well, I'm not an art person. It's like, you are.
You kind of are, but you don't realize it yet.
Yeah, you're not connecting the dots, per se. You know what you like visually.
It's audio art, too, man, when it's done well, man.
Correct.
When it's in conjunction with the visuals. It's like,
correct.
Yeah.
Some people would watch, I watched Gravity just to hear it in the theater. It's like.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
It was beautiful. I mean, I mean, the visuals were beautiful, but it's all artwork. Mm-hmm. It's just which artwork do you like?
Right.
I mean, just break it down to that.
Right.
And it's okay to not like this artwork. I don't like Basquiat. Okay, well, fine.
Right.
Don't like Basquiat.
Mm.
It's a pointless endeavor for me to convince y'all that Into the not you.
No,
but
I'm
Ninja,
a fan of it.
But the Ninja,
I like Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, for some reason he has a.
Yeah, he don't like it. He likens it to claymation, which is a stretch.
Right. But then that's where that's the whole fanboy thing. We want to convince everybody that.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's trash, and you should too.
Right.
And I'm not saying the ninjas.
And I do the same. I do it.
Right.
It's like Ragnarok's terrible. Why do you like this movie? I'm that dude.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, I think I've evolved to a point where. Yeah, some things will be like, well, why don't you like it?
Yeah.
But I stopped doing that. It's like, okay,
you just
you
get
don't
quiet
like
on the chat.
Right. Now, I do have a problem if you don't even give it a chance. Like, if you don't even watch it, it's like, well, what are we talking about
What are we
here?
talking about?
Yeah, why are you calling it trash and you haven't even looked at the artwork?
Guilty.
Right. You saw a brush stroke and said, nah, that's trash.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's trash.
No.
Right. Yeah, you can't do that.
What is this? Action.
Right. Yeah. Right. You can't.
What kind of action movie is this?
Right. You have to at least watch it. And you have to, and the thing about artwork is you have to kind of go in with an open mind.
It's 2 hour art though, man. It's like you hate to sit through them man, I just lost 2.5 hours on something I ain't like.
Right.
And so that's where the genesis of my judging a book by its cover comes from, right? Like,
but
I
what's
know
the difference in if you actually read a book and then when you got in the middle of the book, you're like, man, this book is trash. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
there's some
true.
bad books out there,
that's
right?
True. That's true. Yeah. But at the same time, it's like,
so why is that different?
Well, I try to do some research on what type of book it is, right? Usually, like if I know, like I like psychological stuff, right?
Okay.
I will seek out a particular aspect of psychology that I like and get into it. Now, granted, you don't have to get very far in a book before you realize, like, I've stopped reading books before.
Right.
And that's what the point I was making to you earlier. You got to be able to grab somebody, man, like early.
Right.
And so the trick is, if you're a good author, man, you got to ask a whole lot of crazy questions at the beginning. To cause the yes, right. If you're not making me turn the page, they expose themselves early. Bad authors do,
right?
Early, and you're like, this is not going anywhere,
right? But the visual medium of movies, sometimes action movies are like, we're gonna put that action scene at the beginning.
Absolutely, yeah. We made it. Yeah,
right.
We got to get you. We got to get you.
Right. Now the problem,
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Get these first 7 minutes. And we all thought, oh, yeah, this is great. Trash. The 7 minutes was the best 7 minutes in the entire movie. That was a legit bait and switch with that whole scorpion substance. A legit bait and switch, man.
But that's the thing with geek culture.
To the order I've never seen before.
Before you see an ounce of film, you already have preloaded this fight between Scorpion and Sub-Zero, right?
Yeah.
So, like, when they show it to you, like,
let's get it.
Yeah. So, that's the thing, too, you have to factor in that the story is already playing in your head. The story is the DNA.
Especially if you're
is the DNA.
If you came up in the early '90s and you remember the game and you there's a place in your heart for it, and you. All of that.
Story trumps everything. I'm just going to put it right here.
Yeah.
Story trumps everything.
That's right.
We are living in a story.
Yeah.
An ongoing story.
That's
right?
correct.
Since the day, like we always look to the past.
Right.
And go, well, what happened in the past?
Yes.
And then, like, how are we up to this point here?
Right.
What happened the last 4 years?
Right.
What happened with COVID?
Right.
Why did it do? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I hate to bring up COVID, but like,
but you know what it is. Like, it's compelling.
But I guess what I'm saying is, there's a psychology and there's like an ongoing story that's in our heads, in our hearts, in our minds that we feed each other. We eat on every day. Yeah. So like when it comes to movies and TV, there's a connection to it or an aversion to it.
Yeah. Yeah, because
I'm like, why? Story.
Yeah, like I see anything, I'm like, well, why? What's the story, quote unquote, right?
Right.
Like and you just don't want characters introduced. You don't know nothing about them. You know what I'm saying? But these shows, they'll do it. They'll just bring some folks in and don't tell you nothing. I mean, we talked at, if you're a fan of the 82, about the Black Lightning podcast. They just, that show, they just introduced characters, no backstory on them, doing some of the craziest things that you ever want to see and never get into it.
Correct.
You got folks stirring up opossums in pots and bringing people back to life, and you didn't learn anything about them.
Correct.
They just showed him.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just weird stuff. You don't have any backstory on anybody, and no development. So why is he important? You
don't make a connection with the audience.
You can't, you gotta do it.
Right.
You gotta do it. And
so that stuff is important.
Very. Yeah. Story wins. Fatality.
Right. And I think action is just a version of storytelling.
Yeah.
So it's all
you mentioned it as visual.
It's visual storytelling. That's all it is.
Yeah.
All this Marvel stuff is visual storytelling.
Yeah.
They showing you the glorious Infinity Stones. They showing them light up.
Mm-hmm.
They are taking that comic book page and showing you like, well, if this was in live action, this is what it looks like.
Yeah.
And we go, yep, give us more.
Yeah.
And we're going to also give you extra character development, and we're going to also give you context in the time and place that you're living in now. Mm-hmm. They are speaking to this generation. Mm-hmm. These are the things that are going on. Mm-hmm. Falcon and Winter Soldier was a essay on what it means to be a black man in America. Mm-hmm. What does it mean to be a black superhero in the MCU? Mm-hmm. What does white privilege look like? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. How does America look to, when we're, forcing our, I don't want to say forcing our democracy, but like, how does America's image look to other countries in the world that are not accustomed to our way of life?
Right.
So
there's a lot of stuff in there
that's a rich storytelling. Like, the people that
no
are
amount of
shield
shield throwing in the world would have made up for if there was nothing there.
Correct.
Nothing.
Right. You have to tap into some kind of story.
There has to be something there. Connectivity.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Good debate, man.
Yeah, man. What are your thoughts out here, you listeners that we so appreciate? Those of you out on patreon.com /EST1982 podcast that support us with your dollar as well as your time. We're so appreciative of it. But if the time is all that you have submitted of yourself, for which we are very, very grateful, because your time can be even more valuable than your money. We're thankful for you too. You can go out to Establish 1982, the podcast. I mean, the website, est1982podcast.com. And then you can find this podcast on anywhere where you receive your podcast. So you can just go out there. Go to the Facebook and the Instagram pages out there, groups in the page, est1982 podcast. And, man, give us your thoughts. I have to think that there's going to be some feedback on this one. I have to think. Because what I really want to hear is A, your opinions, and B, some examples of some actionless, excellent story movies, or some poor stories and action, on an A1 level movies or TV shows that you loved or you hated for whatever reason, and give us some more examples of those that had neither and still for some reason get a lot of love. That MK, and I hate to keep bringing it up, got a lot of love. It's a terrible movie. Dare I say I'd rather watch the one from 95. And that's saying a lot because it didn't age well at all.
I'll just leave this here. Wasn't my cup of tea. If you like this Mortal Kombat, hey, there you go.
If you like this Mortal Kombat, it meant you don't like good kung fu choreography.
I'm not saying that.
You don't like good fight choreography.
True.
It was on that Iron Fist level.
Yeah, don't get me started. Yeah, I'm trying to be civil.
Fist?
I'm trying to be civil here.
I'm poking the bear.
Right. If I'm silent, what your parents tell you, if you don't have anything good to say,
just be quiet.
Just be quiet.
I can never get
cue the crickets.
I can never push Rose over the edge of hate.
You can. There's some triggers, but
yes, Popeye's chicken sandwich. That trigger. Anyway, it's the 1982 podcast out there on Patreon. Hit us up wherever you get your podcast. We out there. Until next time, people, we'll holler.